Hi everyone, today we are going to look at some Bohr models in more detail and see what they tell us about some periodic table trends. So, some key terms that you need to know. The vertical columns on a periodic table are called groups. Make sure you know that. Okay, in total there are 18 groups. So it goes 1, 2, all the way over to 18. Okay, the horizontal rows are called periods. Okay, so there are 7 periods total, and these go side to side. Again, horizontal means side to side. Okay, so remember when we fill in our electron shells, or another word for this is energy levels, we're going to use the term electron shells in this unit. So electron shells surround the nucleus and each hold a certain number of electrons. So recall that the first shell holds 2 electrons, second shell can hold up to 8, and the third shell can also hold up to 8. The maximum number of electrons in a valence shell is 8 electrons. We're going to learn this new word, valence, which simply means the outermost. Draw the Bohr diagram for carbon. So remember, carbon has 6 electrons. So I'm going to draw my nucleus as the letter C. In my first energy level, there are 2 electrons. So I'm going to draw it this way with the dots. There's 2 different ways you can do it, but eventually drawing these dots will get kind of tiring. Once that electron shell is full, then now I can go ahead and do my second shell, which has got the rest of the electrons, 4 total. So this is a simple Bohr diagram for carbon. Make sure you know how to draw these Bohr diagrams. Again, following these rules 288, and you'll see one of these on your quiz. So let's look over this Bohr diagram again. Since you have 2 electrons in the first shell, we're going to need 4 more. These go in the second shell, as you can see here. This is another way of representing it. Eventually, this is going to be a lot easier to just draw your electrons like this, instead of doing individual dots. Outermost electrons are called, again, valence electrons. That means the same as this word. Valence and outermost mean the same. Okay, so in this case, carbon has 4 valence electrons. And you also want to pay attention to how many electron shells it has. So those are the energy levels, and here we have 2. Okay? Alright, so the last part of this lesson is that you want to use these Bohr models to try to find some patterns. The red dots here represent valence electrons, so that's going to be important. You also want to make note of this other key term we learned, electron shells. So try to see if you can find any patterns between elements in the same group. That's the vertical columns. And see if you can find any patterns between elements in the same row or period. All right, good luck.